And welcome to the Part-Time Nerd Podcast with me, your host, Alan. And joining me, as always, on this crazy little journey called Doctor Who is the one, the only, Mr. Fancy Francis. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, everybody? I'm good.
That's good. Good to hear, man.
Oh
So
yeah.
here we are, Season 1, Episode 7, The Long Game. This was just really, really weird. Like, I was like, what the? And a few times I just caught myself going, what the is going on? Like, but I enjoyed it. And there was a couple people in here that I was familiar with. Like
Mm-hmm.
Simon Pegg shows up in this episode. Awesome. I'm surprised this is the only time Simon Pegg actually shows up in Doctor Who, though. Like, because I went and I looked at it, like with him on it, I was like, okay, how many episodes is he in? Because with it being, time travel and things like that, you could have the same actor play multiple roles because you're going to different time periods and things like that. But
Right.
I was actually kind of surprised. This is it. He hasn't made another appearance in Doctor Who, and Simon Pegg's kind of like the king of nerds, right? Like,
I mean, I wonder how expensive it was to get him to even do this.
but this was so long ago. I bet you it wasn't that expensive. You know,
Yeah.
you got to think this wasn't just on, right? This was. I mean, we're on season what, like 8,700 or something like that.
Yeah, something like
Um,
that.
so I feel like you got in early on Simon Pegg on this.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, I kind of think the same thing, but at the same time, I mean, the fact he did so good.
He did. He
I
was
mean,
awesome.
but yeah, that's the thing is like, there's a few people in this episode that you're like, I know them. Oh wow, I know them, and so you're just like that. I think that helped make the episode better
Yeah.
because yeah, I mean, it still I think would have been a good episode even without them, but it just makes it better because you're like, oh,
Oh,
good actors, you know?
right. Like the main lady that they were talking to, I'm drawing a blank on her name right now. Is like Cathatica or something like that, or something weird like that.
Mhm.
She was one of the main characters in Black Lightning that was on CW, and I watched the first
Yep.
few seasons of that. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking at her, I was like, I know who that is, and I had to actually stop and look her up to realize, oh shoot, yeah, that's who that is. And then the medic lady, I know her from places, like I just don't know where, and I forgot to look her up, but I've
Yeah.
seen her and stuff for sure. So, but uh, weird episode. What are some of your thoughts on this one?
Um, so yeah, I first started kind of watching it. What I usually do is I plug them in my headphones while I'm working.
Right.
Since I've seen all of them, I usually kind of jogs my memory and I'm like, oh, okay, so I can kind of be watching. But I just feel like there's so much to this. It was kind of hard to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was just like I'd have to stop and rewind and actually like look at my phone and be like, okay, I have to pay attention because I don't remember a lot of this.
It
Um,
and there's a lot of nonverbal stuff, like with the doctor. Like things are going on, and there's a lot of times where he's just sitting there, and you're like, if you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't know that he's like, okay, something's off here. Something's not right. And
yeah,
you notice a little bit more chemistry between him and Rose. Like Rose is noticing things are off too. Like, okay, I've never been here, but this right here seems weird because of this, this, and this. So she's starting to kind of pick some things up.
yeah, and yeah, from the past 6 episodes, it's been really truly. I can pretty much just have it in, and you know what's happening. Everybody's saying what they're doing and what's happening, so it's like you don't necessarily have to be watching the whole time. But yeah, I just feel like kind of the same thing of just like this was so crazy. And it's just like it's also thinking like, how did they come up with this?
It,
Like,
it's the year 200,000, right? That was the year.
yeah,
And you're in the golden age of humanity, where allegedly everybody's polite and nice, and the food is amazing, and all this stuff. And then instantly everybody's rushing and being rude, and the food looks meh. And the doctor's like, something's wrong here. Something's not right. My watch is wrong. And he's looking at it. He's like, no, my watch is right. Humanity is, it looks like they're set back about 90 years. And turns out they're about 90 years behind because of, what was it? A Jargafest? Something like that.
Something like that. I don't remember what he called it.
Yeah, is running the media and controlling everybody with his editor, Simon Pegg, who was, again, phenomenal in this episode.
Truly.
They're on Satellite 5, which sends out the news to everybody. Instantly, you've got Rose is kind of trying to impress Adam. Like they land and they get out. The doctor's like, okay, here's what's going on, telling her everything so that when Adam comes out, she can be like, oh, here's what's going on. So she's the one telling him all this stuff. But then shortly after that, when they're on their first date, right, you can instantly tell he's up to no good.
Yeah.
Like instantly, I'm like, this isn't. He's up to no good. Gets this. Everyone wants to go to floor 500 because it's made of gold. The walls are made of gold, which I thought that was weird. Like anytime they're like, well, why do you want to go to the floor 500? Well, the walls are made of gold.
Okay.
Okay, and
Yeah. So why do you want to go? Just to see it?
it just okay. That's cool, I guess. Whatever. But yeah, the doctor knows things are wrong. They're off. He's questioning everything. Adam's tripped out over that. You get these like microchips implanted in you, and like
Mm-hmm.
one like opens up your head, and he's like, "Holy crap!" He's freaked out by all that. But then he gets the bright idea that he's going to use these computers to find out how everybody advances and call his mom and dad and leave a voicemail with the information so he can go back in time and create everything, right? Like it's all now how he can benefit himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he gets the super mega chip implanted into his head that opens up, which was like, all right, bro, you were just freaked out about that a little while ago when you were watching it, and now you're just like, let's do it. Like he was a very, very easy upsell when that lady's trying to sell him on, oh, we can implant this little tiny one that will go in the back, and it
It just, it's just like, okay. I don't know. It's just, okay. So I guess as I'm trying to think of how to put this into words of just like, I don't think they should have done that with this character, you know?
I
Like,
expected him to be around for a while.
yeah.
I really did, and
And
maybe
I
he comes
just,
back. I don't know, right? But the doctor's done with him. Rose is done with him, and the doctor's even like, "What? Yeah, I'm going to leave you here." And guess what? Anytime someone snaps their fingers, a giant hole in your head opens up. So now you're going to have to live this quiet, secluded life and have fun, bro.
yeah, I think that's a kind of probably my only complaint really about this episode is just like his character in it. It's just like, I don't know. I just felt like the guy that we saw from the last episode to this episode is completely different.
Yes and no, because if you sit there
Yeah.
and you think about it, though, he was all about discovering the technology and science and figuring out what things were and all that, right? Very
Yeah.
much science, science, science. And then now he's got this opportunity to essentially create and invent everything, even though he's not actually doing it. He's also coming from where he was working for the guy who owned the internet, right? Um, and so he was coming from a very selfish background too,
Right.
with everything and keeping everything to themselves and creating all this stuff. So yeah, it's just, but I definitely expect him to be around a lot longer than what we got. But
Yeah.
then again,
I
like I
just,
said, he could come back. I don't know.
I guess in my mind, it's just like the turn was too quick of
Very
just
quick.
like, I want to explore, I want to learn to complete like turn all of a sudden like super quick of just like, I want to create everything and just like, okay, calm down here, buddy. Like, and
Yeah.
did he really think he could get away with it?
I mean,
Come
yeah.
on. It's the Doctor Who.
Yeah, but the only reason why he got caught was because they caught on to what he was doing, the editor, and was able to use that to get when he uploaded his brain and was taking everything. Now the editor has all that information, and so he's like, "Oh, I know who you are now. You're the doctor. You're Rose. I know everything about you now." Which, how can he know everything about him? Because Adam didn't know much about him, right? So
Yeah.
that was a little bit confusing, but the turn was really quick. Like, okay, you want to turn him into this character like this. Maybe you keep him around for a couple episodes and you kind of let it build a little bit. But no, they just went straight to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And bye, Adam. It's been fun. Um,
Yeah. It was a quick one. Guess
but I
Rose
mean,
isn't getting anything from you.
no, no, no. That relationship is over. And like he was even like, "Come on, Rose, please take me." She's like, "Nah, see you later, bro.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Really?
I'm out."
Yeah. But yeah, so besides that, I mean, it's a very interesting episode. Um, like, I mean, just even describing it and talking about it, I'm just like, a lot really does happen in this.
Yeah.
Like, and again, I mean, I think so far out of all of them, this is one you definitely have to pay attention to.
You do. There, like I said, there's a lot of nonverbal stuff that if you're not up looking at the screen, paying attention, you'll definitely miss it
Yeah.
for sure. And I mean, it rings true, right? The media controlling everything and controlling the narrative and shaping. A lot of people say, "Hey, that's how the world is now. The media is shaping everything, and all of that has been like that for a while." Say what you will, whatever, but yeah, it's definitely interesting, and you find out like the editor who Simon Pegg's character, he works for a conglomerate of banks. So the banks bring this guy in and they're controlling everything. So yeah, hey, 100% plausible and believable, right? As
True.
far as on the scale of all the episodes that we've seen, probably one of the most believable episodes, other than the whole your head opening up with a microchip and there being no scar tissue and being completely painless.
But hey,
Um,
it's that far into the future. They might know how to.
Well, again, it's supposed to be the golden age of humanity, the year 200,000. So yeah, okay, I buy it. That's 100% believable on that. But I mean, all in all, I enjoyed it. I had fun with the episode. It was a good episode.
For sure.
Uh, I enjoyed Simon Pegg. I mean, I enjoy him anytime he shows up in anything. That's all there is to that. I absolutely love Simon Pegg.
True.
So, and the font when they upgraded him so that when he vomits, they turn into ice cubes.
How weird is that?
I'm
Like,
what the?
it's so great.
It
It's
was
like,
crazy,
this kind of seems like a good idea, but
right? You're on to something, except for coughing up an ice cube part, right? Like,
probably very cold.
yeah, that would just be a little awkward. And I mean, what if it's a lot of vomit? Like,
Oh yeah.
that was just a little bit. Imagine a lot. Like the whole. I don't think the whole process is thought out too well. You're
Yeah,
off to a
probably
good
not.
start. It works good for little vomits, but if you got the big one, I don't know that that's gonna work.
Yeah, probably not. At least he's not peeing ice cubes. That would be awful.
That, hmm, yeah, no, I don't think that would work out.
Just
That's
saying.
yeah,
There's always something worse.
yeah, no, no, nope. I don't think that would work out so well. I just yeah, but all in all, you got anything else on this one?
I don't think so. I agree with what you're saying. It's a good one.
Yeah, a good one. Really weird. If you haven't watched it yet and you watch it, make sure undivided attention to this because, again, there's a lot of nonverbal cues and things like that for you to watch and for you to pick up on. And like, again, I'm still enjoying it. 7 episodes in.
Yep.
Let's keep the train rolling. Keep it going.
Sure.
Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, share, comment, follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If there's anything you want us to watch, shoot us over email parttimenerdpodcast@gmail.com. And if there's anything we missed about this episode and we need to know, tell me. Leave it in the comments. I'm loving getting the feedback from you guys on this stuff. It's cool with everyone interacting that's been watching this for a while, and me just, this is my first go around. So let's have some fun. Hey guys, thank you so much. As always, we'll talk to you later. Deuces.